Good morning, fathers of daughters. This is Ephraim B. Martin. Welcome to Grow Dad YouTube channel. And we're here for another live stream, fathers of daughters. Bienvenidos, mi amigos, en aquí. Gracias. All right, fathers of daughters, we're here for another live stream today. Welcome all fathers, regardless of your ethnic group, background, and or culture. You are welcome, fathers. So, welcome. Well, fathers, what we're going to be discussing today is all children are good at something. That's what our live stream is going to be about today, fathers. All children are good at something. Okay, fathers, when we talk about our children, right, all of our children, they're good at something. Naturally, they're born into this world, what I believe, a great curiosity and an adventure for the world. So what I think that parents, one of our goals should be to make sure that our children, we expose them to the world. We expose them to things that are going to be unfamiliar as we're rearing them, as they're growing as kids. We need to be perfectly aware of what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. But make no mistake, parents, all children are good at something. Some kids are going to be analytically inclined. Some kids are going to be sports inclined. Some kids are going to be artistic inclined. And the great thing about it, parents, as we're raising our children, as we're rearing them, we get to see exactly the potential in them when they're little, birth to 10 years of age. They're exploring the world. They're out there doing their thing as children and being young kids. And we get to be a part of that success, okay? So I believe that exposure as parents is everything to our children. And we have to make sure, parents, that we get our children exposure. And it's important for them to have exposure, because if they don't see the other side of things, we're never going to know their full potential, and we're never going to know what their interests are. Being the father of 4 adult daughters, 30, 26, and 24, I exposed my daughters to everything. I exposed them to whatever they were interested in and allowed them to naturally gravitate to what they liked and what they didn't like. So, parents, I just believe that we have an opportunity here to really figure out where our children are going to meet their potential in this world. What is it exactly our children are going to be interested in? Well, the great thing about it, parents, is they're going to let us know. They're going to tell us. They're going to be verbal about it. They're going to be interested about it. And don't be scared, parents, to allow your children to try things and be out there exploring their imaginations. Kids have the best imaginations. That's what I love about working with children. I worked with children for over 30 years in K-12 education and the criminal justice system. So it was very, very rewarding for me. And it was an amazing experience working with children because I learned a lot being around kids, and I love being around children. So, fathers, that's why we're here today. We want to take a look at parents. We want to take a look at the potential of our kids, because every child, regardless of their socioeconomic background, regardless of their environment, they're good at something. Every child. God brought them into this world innocently, and it is our responsibility as parents to ensure that we expose them to the other side. That's what I call it, the other side. We'll never know the potential of our children without exposure. Exposure is everything, because we never know what they're going to gravitate to. And it's a beautiful thing to see when they're little. we as parents, we have our own interests and we have our own desires, and exposure to that we'll never, we'll figure out. We'll figure out what our kids are going to want to do because, like I said, they will definitely be telling us. So I have about 12 videos I want to share with you today. They're all under 5 minutes long. So I just want to share with parents, children, how they see the world through their eyes, through their lens, how they decide what they want to become, what they want to get involved in. And I just think it's important for us to nurture that. I think it's important for us to embrace that. I think it's important for us to validate that. And more importantly, I think it's important for us to support it because we never know how our children are going to end up. But the potential is there depending on the exposure. Okay, fathers of daughters, parents. So this is going to be a great live stream. I'm looking forward to it. This is my 51st live stream today. I'm excited about it as I continue to grind, move forward, and build capacity organically on my YouTube channel. So I welcome all fathers. Once again, regardless of your ethnic group, background, and or culture, you are always welcome here. Okay, fathers, let's take a look at this first video.
Kids are born scientists. They're always turning over rocks and plucking petals off of flowers. They're always doing things that by and large are destructive. And no, that's what exploration kind of is. If you take stuff apart, whether or not you know how to put it back together. This is what kids do. An adult scientist is a kid who never grew up. That's what an adult scientist does. So what happens at home is the kid reaches in the refrigerator, pulls out an egg and starts juggling it. What's the first thing you do as a parent? Stop playing with the egg. It could break. Put it back. Excuse me, this is an experiment in the material strength of let the kid find out that when it drops, it breaks. This is a physics experiment. Rapidly turned into a biology experiment, okay? The yolk oozes out. You say, hey, that becomes a chickie one day, okay? Wait, how does this gooey yolk become a chicken? Well, that's biology. Check that out. And what did the egg cost you? 20 cents? President of Harvard once said, if you think education is expensive, you should try the cost of ignorance. So we don't have enough parents who understand or know how to value the inquisitive nature of their own kids because they want to keep order in their household. Kids go into the kitchen and pull out all the pots and pans and start banging on them. What's the first thing you say as a parent? Stop making all that noise. Stop the racket. You're getting the pots and pans dirty. You just squashed an entire experiment in acoustics. So, I'm not worried about kids. People say, what can I do to get my kids interested in science? They're already interested in science. You're the one who's the problem. Almost my entire professional energy is focused on adults because they outnumber kids. They vote, they run the world, they wield opportunities. Kids will be fine.
Okay, parents. Okay, fathers. So, Neil deGrasse Tyson, a brilliant man, a brilliant scientist. And I've been watching him for years. And it's good when you have adults that can explain things in simple terms through the lens of a child. And what I really appreciate about that video the most is, parents just need to fall back and allow kids to be kids. Let them go through their imagination. Let them figure out things. Let them get exposed to things, because kids are amazing. I know when my daughters were little, one thing I made sure raising our daughters in our household was that they always felt our home was livable, right? I didn't go behind them picking up their toys. We taught them how to do all those things, but we wanted to make sure our daughters had the experience of a livable household, because when you have a livable household, children understand the order and they figure it out as far as putting their toys, away, and how they they figure out order. Kids figure out order pretty quick as they're growing up. And it's a beautiful thing when they're little, because they're very, very curious and just making their ways through life. So as parents, like I said earlier, it's all about exposure, parents. Everything is about exposure. And the more we expose our children, I believe the better off they're going to be as little people, because they have the curiosity naturally. And like Neil said, all of our kids are scientists, one way, shape, or form. And it's, some are going to have bigger personalities than others. Some are going to be, introverts. Some are going to be extroverts. And so it's a beautiful thing when we're watching our children grow. And like I said, introducing them to the other side, we'll never know what their likes and dislikes are going to be unless we introduce them to a world being free. And of course, protection and safety is our number one goal with all of our children. But exposure in your own home, the natural environment of your own home, they become scientists. They're born scientists. And I believe that as well, because I've seen kids do amazing things. Okay, fathers, let's take a look at this second video. Okay, fathers, this is video number 2. Actually, the video I'm getting ready to share with you is from the school district I used to work in, Denver Public Schools, where I was a teacher, dean of students, and restorative justice coordinator. So I just wanted to share it with you, and it's a great video. So here we go, fathers, video number 2.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see you guys.
We focus so much here at Skinner on building a positive relationship with our students.
Students first. It's all of our role to make sure that they have the ability to succeed.
The big thing that we need to be doing as well is the temperatures. We want to make sure that, number one, that we are taking care of the students first.
So it's not goodbye. I get to send you off to bigger and better things. The kids, the families, it's definitely one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, Isaiah? Good. Did you have a good weekend?
As a school social worker, I see my job as helping the children to be ready to learn. Kids who are in crisis, kids who have ongoing social and emotional needs that They need ongoing counseling and support around. So let's go around and hear about how our weekends were. Basically, it's about breaking down the barriers to the kids getting the best education that they can possibly get.
And what zones would you say you were in over the weekend?
The kids are so eager to talk, and really all they need to know is that someone is eager to listen.
Okay. Ooh, what made the red zone?
Try to make sure that I'm very available, that I have an open door policy.
How was your weekend?
They really like my standing out and greeting them in the morning. They like being called by their name because it makes them feel like they're a person and that they're special.
My largest role is accountability to make sure every student comes first. This is a cognitive kit because I don't have direct contact with the students. I need to role model it for the teachers so that it, because it all has the trickle effect. And as I open up this next one, I come up with speech. One of the things I do is I supply the teachers that are directly involved with the students with kits to help them identify specialized learning disabilities or strengths. Shared core values are important because if we don't demonstrate them, sometimes they don't get it demonstrated. Every one of them is a value that helps us build and create stronger, better students to be able to put back into society.
We want to make sure the students are placed first. We don't look at the district as broken down with our individual areas. We base everything on a team atmosphere. Did you use it for the barbecue last week? Okay. The role of DPS is basically making sure we feed every student. We want to make sure that students come first. We feed over 90,000 students a day between our breakfast, lunch, and our snack programs. You have a good one. Enjoy your nachos. The shared core values are very important. We want to make sure we're collaborating with the school administration, making sure that, number one, we know that education comes first, and we want to make sure that the children are fed to make sure that they're performing well in the classroom.
Your little brother's coming back, right? See? You can visit. This is my school. I love this school. I've been here 11 years. I've seen many kids grow up and finish school and move on. And when I say Lighthouse, please partner up with someone. All of our teachers here, including myself, we're here because we want to be here and not because we have to be here. Lighthouse! Putting students first encompasses all of the other pieces. Just like we ask our kids to reflect and to set daily goals, it's important that we ourselves do that because like I tell my students, you never stop learning. And I like to try to lead by example and encourage my teammates to do the same. Emocionantes. Read it again. If a lesson doesn't go well, it's not the student's fault. It's what did I not do right? What didn't I take into account? Whose needs did I not meet? And how did I let that fall through? And we plan together to figure out what is going to meet the needs of all of our students. Good job, guys.
Okay, parents, fathers, what are your thoughts on that video? I just wanted to share with you the village. That's a part of our children's success. That's a part of our children's availability and to be able to expose them to other things. That's what the village is all about. So it does take an entire village, parents, fathers of daughters, to raise children. It does. And being around other children that don't look like them, that don't talk like them, that come from different cultures, that come from different backgrounds, different religions, is what is going to equip our children to become better human beings, right? And that's the beauty of the world for all children. Children get along naturally. They play with each other naturally. They want to be around each other naturally, and they're curious naturally. So when you get kids together and you let them be around each other, they're going to play with each other and they're going to learn about each other because they're naturally curious. So the village is very, very important because it does take a village, an entire village, to raise our children to help them become successful. We're all a part of that, each and every one of us. So it's a blessing to be able to be a part of. And, parents, we just have to be open to the idea and understand that our kids' potential and how they're going to turn out comes down to exposure. Bottom line, comes down to exposure. So just want to share that video. Okay, parents, I'm getting ready to show you 4 videos in a row. They're all about 2 minutes apiece. And then we'll come back and I'll give you some comments about these next 4 videos I'm going to show you in a row. Okay? All right, parents, let me get them set up. Okay, parents, so these next 4 videos, I'm going to show them to you in a row, okay?
When I first held Julia, since she couldn't really hear my voice, she would smell my neck. And when I first held Walter, he did almost the same exact thing. I remember just looking at him and I knew that he was meant to be ours. They're the same. He waits for her to finish her homework and then they're off to go play in the yard. She's learned a whole other kind of love.
And now, Walter. Walter, Martin,
I think they were both meant to find each other.
Sometimes they say, oh, a kid did it, it's not worth anything. Lots of people say that 12-year-olds are such an annoying age. Critics say that I'm like Jackson Pollock, and they say it as a compliment, but I want to be known for my own style, not being compared to someone else.
This great big story was made possible by Lego. Play her way.
My name is Alita Andre. I'm an abstract painter, and I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
At only 12 years old, Alita has been in the industry for over a decade.
I started painting when I was 9 months old. My dad put a canvas down on the floor because he used to paint a little bit. I just started crawling on the canvas and started painting before him. That's how everything started. That was my first painting. Well, my first show was at the age of 2 years old.
Without telling the gallery owner her age, her mother presented the work and Alita was booked for her first show. Since then, she has taken her art across the globe and has sold paintings for around $35,000 US.
I've been to London, Russia, Japan, New York, Italy, China, where else? Hong Kong, but 4 times. I paint every few days, but mainly when I'm inspired. When I paint, I usually think about the universe, I think about animals, pretty much everything that has to do with nature. With the violins on the canvas, I want to show that the whole universe is singing.
Although Alita's young, she understands the harsh critics in the art world.
When people question my talent, usually I don't mind because I think that everyone should have their own opinion.
But there is one critic whose opinion does matter.
So Fluffy is our little pet art critic. He usually starts biting me or biting the painting if he doesn't like it. My mum and dad encouraged my art and I'm so happy. So I definitely think that I'm going to be doing painting for the rest of my life. It's something that I love so much.
Adorable! Getting the big buzz after a 6-year-old making history as the first grader ever in the competition, showing everyone what it means to be a good sport as well. Lindsay Davis has more.
Just to spell it all out for you,
A-N.
as of this morning, 45 participants remain in the Scripps National Spelling Bee, whittled down from 284. Among the bees who entered the competition this year, the first grader.
Hi to all, and hello, Dr. Bailey.
Hello, Akash. You ready?
Yeah.
Investigate.
INVISCATE. Investigate.
That is correct.
Just check out this 6-year-old's practice video.
EOSIS. Neurone ultramicroscopic total cameras.
And then there's 11-year-old Neil Mace, who was born deaf.
WEISSN.
Thanks to the technology of cochlear implants, he's able to do this.
NIDE.
But sometimes it's possible for even the best bees to get stung.
Bacteriolytic.
Neil and Akash are both out of the running to be this year's spelling bee champion.
Thank you, Dr. Bailey.
Akash will be remembered for redefining the word sportsmanship.
Good luck to all my fellow spellers, and thank you, and bye. I hope all can.
Love him. Akash stole countless hearts yesterday. We look forward to his return next year. As for tonight's winner, the odds are 1 to 2 that he or she will come from a public school. And there's a 50-50 chance it could be a girl or a boy. Last year it was actually twins. They had girl and boy, so it was both. And here I thought the kids today, their spelling was limited to just LOL or OMG, right? I can even pronounce half of these words, let alone spell them.
But such a good sport as well.
And he was just so great, especially Akash. Yes.
And the Spelling Bee Finals, guys, kicks off today at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 and then continues tonight on ESPN at 8 p.m.
Okay, parents. Our children. Amazing. Simply amazing. So when we expose our kids, never know what we're going to get, right? The other side, parents, the other side. I want to share a couple comments that I've received. So whenever I get comments from my subscribers or anyone who's watching the live streams, I'm going to share them with during the live stream. So let's show this one. Exposure. Less is more Smith. That's my nephew. That's my nephew. Thanks for tuning in, nephew. Exposure, that's deep right there. Absolutely, nephew. It's very, very deep because we never know how kids are going to excuse me, I feel like I'm coming down with a cold. We never know what our kids are going to how they're going to respond and how they're going to react. But exposure is everything. So thank you for that comment, nephew. Appreciate you. This next comment is from Max Winter. I just caught last bit of that. So thank you for tuning in, Max Winter. Appreciate you. And you're always welcome to be a part of Grow That YouTube channel and our live streams. Okay? So thank you for tuning in this morning. Max had another comment. Amazing story still. So appreciate your comments. Appreciate you tuning in. And this is what Grow That YouTube channel is all about for fathers of daughters, making sure that fathers and parents have a full understanding of our sense of urgency regarding our children. So that's how we get down here at Grow That YouTube channel. So thank you for participating and being a part of. Okay. So I have a few more videos. I have that I'm going to show you in a row. I got about 3 or 4 that I'm going to show you in a row of amazing children, all children, parents, all children. regardless of their ethnic group, background, religion, and socioeconomic class. All children are good at something. Okay? Facts. All children are good at something. Okay, let me get this next video set up.
Joy.
Okay, parents, next video. Let me see here. Okay, let's see. Give me a second, parents. I'm having some technical difficulties. You know how technology is. Okay, let's see.
You don't need a storied past.
Okay, parents, here we go. Next video.
You don't need a storied past to enjoy a good book. And as we told you Friday, Delilah Arena is a perfect example of that, having already read more than 1,000 books. And she's only 4 years old.
Whoa.
DeMarco Morgan traveled to Gainesville, Georgia to hear Deliah's story in her own words.
Ooh, a hot dog. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
For 4-year-old Dalia Arana, it is not hard to find the appetite to read.
I broke my trunk.
The small-town Georgia girl feels most at home here at the local library, where she's able to check out books as the owner of her own library card.
I wrote a muffin.
The story of how Dalia became a voracious reader began when she was just 2 years old. Her mom got her involved in a local program that encourages kids to read 1,000 books before they reach kindergarten.
When I was 3, I was sometimes reading like a robot, but now I'm reading like a smart kid.
Dalia says she surpassed that goal before preschool.
I get to learn new words and stuff.
So what's one of the words that you are learning now?
I've already learned punctiliousness.
That's a big word.
Last week, Dalia was invited to the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., where she served as librarian for the day. She received a tour from Carla Hayden, the nation's first woman and African-American to head the library.
So what did you most enjoy about the Library of Congress? Did you get a chance to touch some of the books?
I didn't get to touch the books, but they gave us some books.
They gave you some books.
Yeah, we got to keep them.
She's read 5 to 7 books in a day.
Dalia's mother, Halima Arana, believes the child prodigy developed her love for reading while she was still in her mother's womb.
By the time she was a year old, she was already well into the habit. My main hope is that she will inspire other children to read.
Deeply rooted in the American dream, I have a dream.
We were there as Dalia rehearsed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous I Have a Dream speech.
We hold these truths to be self-evident
At the Hall County Library, ahead of her performance to mark the national holiday.
I have a dream that
And Dalia is still able to be a little girl because when you hear a 4-year-old reading 1,000 books, you're like, okay, wait a minute. Did she get a chance to play outside?
She's still a 4-year-old.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Have you thought about it?
Yes, I want to be a paleontologist.
What is that?
Well, a paleontologist, they study dinosaurs.
Whether it's through a word
Yes.
or a sentence,
Tell my very best friend about it.
Dalia says her first 1,000 books are just the opening chapter of her story.
The end.
For CBS This Morning, DeMarco Morgan, Gainesville, Georgia.
Will I take a nap?
Boy, how much do we love this little girl?
I
That
know.
at 4 years old, she already knows she wants to be a paleontologist.
I know. Wow.
1,000 books.
And I have to
Yes.
correct what I said earlier. Punctilious actually means showing great attention to detail or correct behavior, like meticulous.
All right.
So, outdone by a 4-year-old.
Yeah, that's always fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I had to Google it, so I get it.
Are you looking for something?
Yes,
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for my present.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, if you pass a little test, we can help you find your present, okay? So are you looking for something?
Yes,
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for my present.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, if you pass a little test, we can help you find your present, okay? So over here, we're going to have a question for you. Can you read the question and then answer?
Dinosaur has 2 rows of bony plates that run along its back and tail.
Okay, so which dinosaur is it?
Stegosaurus.
That's correct. Wonderful job, Bella. Whoa!
Hallo Schatz, wie heißt du? Ich heiße Bella.
Das war aber sehr schön. Okay, dann musst du zu der Frau gehen, die Spanisch spricht. Una canción. ¿Te sabes alguna canción?
Sí.
Cántala entonces.
Mariposita está en la cocina haciendo chocolate para la madrina. Poti, poti, pata de palo, ojo de vidrio y nariz de guacamole. Cho, 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 cho. Je cherche quelque chose.
Oh, tu cherches quelque chose? Mais tu cherches quoi?
Je cherche un cadeau.
Oh, un cadeau? Vraiment?
Oui.
Ok.
好的，如果你想要礼物的话，你要回答我3。我们用什么来看东西？
我们用眼睛来看东西。
حسنا، السؤال الأول على أي كوكب أنت تعيشين؟
أنا أعيش على كوكب الأرض.
السؤال الثاني، قولي لي ماذا يوجد في المنزل؟
Hello, I'm Lucian and I'm age 7 in year 3.
My name is Gabby and I'm 6.
I'm Mr. Marley. I'm 32 years old and I'm the MFL leader at Wright Primary School. Except I'm not 32.
Okay, parents, give me a second here.
Hello, I'm Lucian and I'm age 7 in year 3.
My name is Gabby and I'm 6.
I'm Mr. Marley. I'm 32 years old and I'm the MFL leader at Wright Primary School. Except I'm not 32, I'm 31.
If you could introduce yourselves with your names and your ages, please.
You start.
I can speak Portuguese and Spanish and English.
At home, I speak a language called Amharic because I'm Ethiopian.
I speak Spanish and a bit of French.
Irish.
English. German,
Arabic, Portuguese,
Czech,
Chinese,
Swedish,
and maybe a little bit of gibberish.
Yenisum Mahadino, Salam, and Asramatino, na Ahune Maras Michilo, Mujizenya, French, and Spanish. I got quite a lot to say. My favourite word is war because it means I, and it doesn't sound like I because it has 2 letters when you do pinyin.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muchas gracias. Me gusta mi manos.
If you're hungry, you say Yatham Hlat.
Manos. Manos, sí, estos manos.
I would like to speak probably Spanish because Spanish is known halfway around the world, and it's the most spoken language in different countries around the world, so I'd like to learn Spanish.
I would like to learn Arabic because our neighbours speak a lot of Arabic and I wonder what they're saying sometimes.
I teach Spanish and sometimes we play Spanish games after. Sometimes we do the piña dance and piña means pineapple.
Pina, pina, pina.
Being from Ireland, I studied Irish at school until I was 16, but unfortunately I am nowhere near fluent. And I would love to be able to go home and go to the Gaeltacht and be able to order a pint in Irish.
All the languages are extremely useful because on the summer holidays I visit new countries and English isn't the most important language because we all have different opinions on what the most important language is.
Having worked in London for so many years, it was heartbreaking that some children never cross the River Thames, never mind leave the country or speak another language. So for me, for children to understand another language, a culture, to gain experience, to have teachers that are passionate about teaching those languages as well, really opens those eyes and really opens those opportunities for children that they may not think are necessarily available to them.
And that's the end.
Okay, parents, what are your thoughts on those videos? Amazing videos. I love doing research for Grow Dad YouTube channel. It's amazing what YouTube provides. It's amazing. So many videos that are being shared, that are being made. So my research, I enjoy research and makes it easy, actually. Languages, one of the most beautiful things that all children will learn if exposed. I've traveled to 60 countries and 6 continents in the world. And I can tell you, one of the things I never understood about the United States of America, North America, let's take a look at the continent of North America. We have Mexico to the south of us, and we have Canada to the north of us, French. So we have Spanish to the south, French to the north, native languages, and you have English in the middle of North America. Why the United States is not a trilingual country is just beyond me. It makes absolutely no sense. Everywhere I've gone in the world and traveled, most natives of the countries I've been to, they speak 2, 3, 4 different languages within their country. And here we are here in the United States, English speaking, monolingual only. It makes absolutely no sense. I speak Spanish. I learned it when I was at the middle school where I was a restorative justice coordinator because I got immersed in it. The school I taught at, you saw in the video, Skinner Middle School, 90% Spanish speaking kids. So I was immersed in the language. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Mexico to the south, Spanish speakers. French speakers to the north, and Canada. In the United States of America is monolingual. Amazing, amazing. Anyway, parents, I've got 2 videos left. I'm going to play them back to back, and we will finish up this live stream. I appreciate your presence today, and it's been a good live stream, parents. So thank you for being a part of. Let's take a look at these last 2 videos, parents.
Making sure our local nonprofits are able to keep operating, many struggling for donations and others struggling to keep their volunteers. Much like a vital nonprofit in Hillsborough County who found the next generation was ready to step up and help them rebound.
I like this dress. To be a fly on the wall at Echo and Brandon is to watch a well-oiled machine as they organize clothing donations and distribute food to people in need. And they had it down to a science.
We had GED classes, we distributed clothing, we distributed emergency food, we had a back to work program, we had a social enterprise, we had a boutique open. That was all before the pandemic.
All 100 volunteers at the place that stands for Emergency Care Help Organization were normally just like these volunteers, except you need to add another 50 to 60 years to their age.
We had about 100 weekly volunteers that would come and serve with us every week. I would say 96% of them are retirement age. So mid-March, they were sent home for their safety.
And that put the weight of Echo on the shoulders of nearly a dozen staff members. Not realistic to stay afloat long term. And that's when they realized it was time to lean on a new generation, like Sakura Hartsfield and Jonah Stow.
And it was a good experience volunteering and being able to work with other kids that are my age that have the same mindset to help people in our community.
At just 15 years old, these 2 are now part of Echo's youth leadership program, along with 48 other teens, who are now filling the gap left behind by the regular volunteers who just can't be here right now.
I knew that they were starting to struggle with people because the older people had to stay home just so that they didn't risk any chance.
Every week, these 50 teens sort out food and clothing donations and then hand them out to residents in unincorporated Hillsborough County. People just trying to rebound out of one of our nation's toughest times.
A lot of people, when they look at programs like ours, they think, oh, you just help the homeless. We do, but that is not the majority of those we serve. The majority of those we serve are the underemployed, people that are just making it. And if anything happens, they're in an emergency situation.
Good to know kids these days may be different than we were growing up, but there's one thing that hasn't changed: their hearts.
This greater Brandon Riverview community is so generous, and they have taken care of us, and their children are taking care of us, and we're so thankful.
So here's the rebound rundown tonight. Echo is not just relying on teens to help them get through the pandemic. They are also teaching them about real life skills like budgeting so they can see how underemployment can place people in unforeseen hardships during an economic downturn. Echo plans on getting back to their everyday operations, hopefully by July, if you would like to help out. They are taking food and clothing donations at any time right now.
Hey, what is up, everyone? Today, we're highlighting an incredible organization that's doing amazing work to combat loneliness and isolation among seniors, and that's Glamour Gals. I'm Risa Morimoto, your host, and you're watching Modern Aging, where we chat about innovative and holistic ways to care for one another as we age. You can click on that little red button below that says subscribe on it, and the little bell, so be sure to be notified whenever new episodes are uploaded. You can always also sign up onto our email list at thisismodernaging.com. So Glamour Gals is this nationwide organization They're inspiring conversation and companionship with young girls and seniors through makeovers and manicures. And in my case, we did some cookie decorations. With hundreds of chapters all over the country, this program fosters intergenerational connections while alleviating senior loneliness and isolation. How amazing is that? So check it out.
Glamour Girls is a nonprofit that brings together teens and seniors. About 60% of seniors living in residential care don't receive any visitors. But Glamour Girls is changing that. We organize chapters of high school and college-aged girls and boys to go into senior homes, and they do makeup and manicures with the seniors. But really, the most important part is that caring touch. The gentle touch to the hand when they put the nail polish on, or a little brush of the face while they put some facial cleanser on is really the most important part.
They connect with seniors who, frankly, don't ever get visitors in the senior centers. And I think it just pushes them a little bit out of what they're used to. And everybody, I don't know, it's like a little dose of love, while volunteering.
I enjoy the nail aspect, but at the same time, you get some funny stories, a little bit of wisdom, and everyone just having a good time.
Tell me what it's like when the Glamour Gals come here.
It's like, even though it's the young generation, it reminds me of when I was younger and had so much respect for the older people. It's nice to meet somebody that does that, because you don't find it.
Today we're kicking off the Dough for Good campaign with cookies.
Yeah.
Part of that is because I used to love baking with my mom. She loved Christmas. We would bake Christmas cookies. She would make these snowman.
Dough for Good is a way to raise funds, and you can host a cookie party in honor of our program. You can bake cookies, do a cookie swap, decorate cookies, and you would collect some money from your people coming and donate it to Glamour Gals and help us continue important intergenerational connections.
It is at its core an organization that helps organize and empower teenage girls to be their best selves.
Yeah. And we fight to get here first. But Glamour Girls coming here.
So busy.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, fathers, parents, another live stream. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Got it done today. And just wanted to share this, fathers. I think this was an important live stream. I think it was necessary for us to take a look. Expose your fathers. Expose your parents. That is the difference between our children seeing the other side. I believe it. I've lived it. And I've seen it through my own eyes. So that's what we have to do, parents. That's what we have to do, fathers of daughters. Okay. Live stream number 51, done. Next week, fathers of daughters, we have another live stream. It's going to be a good one. All my live streams are good. Feel free to look at my live streams, fathers. They're very educational. This is what we provide here at Grow That YouTube channel. Education, information through instruction. Okay, fathers, I appreciate you all. Mi amigos, adios. Until next week, fathers of daughters, this is Ephraim B. Martin. I appreciate you. Kiss them babies, love them babies, hug them babies. Tell them you love them. Show them you love them. All right, fathers. Till next week, you know the routine. I'm out. Peace.